So lately, I've been noticing something interesting. Everywhere I look, TikTok, YouTube, even random Discord servers, people keep talking about this Pixel Dungeon game. At first, I didn't really pay attention. I mean, we've seen a lot of play-to-earn games come and go, right? But this one kept popping up. So I thought, alright, let's see what the hype is about. I downloaded it, jumped in, did one run, and yeah, I immediately understood. There's just something about it. You go in, fight enemies, pick up loot, get stronger, and somehow, before you realize it, you're already thinking, okay, just one more run. And that one more run turns into another, and suddenly, an hour is gone. So let me break it down and show you why this game is starting to pull in so many players, and why it's actually kind of addictive. First off, the concept is super simple. This isn't one of those games where you need to learn a bunch of complicated systems before you can even enjoy it. You don't need to watch a 20-minute tutorial just to understand what's going on. You basically jump into a dungeon, fight enemies, survive, collect rewards, and upgrade your character. That's it. But the reason it works so well is because everything is built around that loop, and it just feels good to play. You choose your character, decide how you want to build them, and slowly improve over time. Maybe you want to focus on damage. Maybe you want to be tanky. Maybe you want faster clears. It's up to you. And as you keep playing, you actually feel the progress. Enemies that used to take a while to defeat suddenly go down faster. Runs become smoother. You survive longer. You earn more. That sense of growth is what keeps pulling you back in. Now, let's talk about the visuals for a second. At first glance, yeah, it's pixel graphics, and I know some people might think that means it's going to feel outdated or clunky, but honestly, it doesn't. The animations are clean, the movements feel responsive, and the combat actually has a nice flow to it. Nothing feels stiff, attacks connect properly, effects look satisfying, and overall, it just feels polished. It's one of those games where the style is simple, but the execution is solid, and because of that, it ends up being really easy to just sit down and play without getting frustrated. Now here's where things start to get interesting. This isn't just a regular dungeon crawler. It also has a play-to-earn system built into it. And I know, that alone might make some people skeptical. A lot of games promise that you can earn, but either the system is too complicated or it just doesn't feel worth the effort. But in this case, it's actually tied directly into the gameplay loop. You're not doing something completely separate just to earn. You're earning while doing what you already want to do. You're farming dungeons, killing bosses, getting loot, and at the same time, you're building value. That's a big part of why people are sticking with it. Now, there's also something going on right now that's adding even more attention to the game, and that's the current campaign. This isn't just a fixed event with static rewards, it's progressive. That means the reward pool actually grows depending on how active the players and creators are. So the more people playing, the more engagement happening, the bigger the rewards become. And because of that, there's this kind of shared momentum where everyone is pushing forward at the same time. It creates a bit of competition too. Players are trying to reach milestones early, hit goals faster, and position themselves ahead of others. So if you're someone who likes being early in a game, this is one of those moments where it actually matters. Getting in early doesn't just mean you're learning faster. It can also mean better rewards, better positioning, and more opportunities. Now, let's go deeper into the gameplay loop because honestly, this is the core of everything. You enter a dungeon. At the start, it feels manageable. You fight a few enemies, get comfortable, maybe take a bit of damage here and there. Then, things start to ramp up. More enemies appear, stronger ones show up. You have to pay more attention. You dodge, you attack, you try to survive as long as possible, and then eventually, you either clear it or you don't. But either way, you get something out of it. Most of the time, it's normal loot, nothing crazy, but every now and then, you get something rare, and that moment, that's the hook, because you never know when it's going to happen. You could be doing a quick run, not expecting much, and suddenly, you get a drop that actually matters, something that improves your build, speeds up your runs, or gives you an advantage. That randomness is what keeps the loop exciting. Then, after your run, you go back, upgrade your gear, improve your stats, maybe adjust your build a bit, and jump right back in. Now you're stronger, so the next run feels better. You clear faster, you survive longer, you earn more, and then you repeat the process. That loop, enter, fight, loot, upgrade, repeat, is simple, but it's designed in a way that keeps rewarding you just enough to stay engaged. And honestly, that's what makes it hard to put down. Now, if you want to progress faster, there's something you really need to pay attention to, and that's events. This game heavily rewards players who are active during events. There are different types too. Some are focused on leveling up quickly, some are based on defeating bosses, others are tied to milestones or limited time challenges. And if you participate early, you can get a serious advantage, because a lot of these rewards help you scale faster. More resources, better items, extra bonuses, it all adds up. So if there's one strategy that actually works here, it's this. Start early, stay active, and focus on events. That alone can put you ahead of a lot of players who join later or don't pay attention to what's happening. Now let's talk about another layer of the game, the token and currency system. This is where things connect back to the play-to-earn side. As you progress, you'll come across different types of items and resources. Some of the more important ones are tied to crystals, like blue, pink, and rainbow variants. These aren't just random collectibles. They actually play a key role in the game's economy. You can earn them through things like boss hunts and special activities. And once you have them, you can convert or mint them into tokens. Those tokens are what allow you to interact with the broader system. And here's the important part. These tokens can be swapped depending on market conditions. So you're not just collecting items for no reason. There's a layer of value behind them. Now, inside the game, there are also specific currencies that you'll use for upgrades and purchases. Things like different types of diamonds or in-game resources. And these are directly tied to the tokens. When you convert your tokens, you essentially get a one-to-one value in these in-game currencies. And those currencies are what you need if you want to progress properly, because they're used in the marketplace. So if you want better gear, stronger upgrades, and faster progression, you can't really ignore this system. It's not optional. It's part of how the game is designed. But the good thing is, it doesn't feel forced. You naturally interact with it just by playing. Now, another thing worth mentioning is how the game handles long-term progression. Some games feel great at the start, but after a while, they slow down too much or become repetitive in a bad way. Here, the repetition is actually part of the appeal, but it's supported by progression. You're not just doing the same thing with no change. You're doing the same loop, but with better results each time. Faster clears, stronger builds, better rewards, and that makes a big difference. Because it keeps the experience feeling fresh, even though the core gameplay stays the same. Also, the fact that there's competition adds another layer. You're not just playing alone. Other players are grinding too. They're leveling up, chasing rewards, and trying to get ahead. So there's this subtle pressure to keep going, not in a stressful way, but in a motivating way. You want to keep up, you want to improve, you want to see how far you... And that's where the addictive part really kicks in, because now it's not just about the game, it's about progression, timing, and opportunity. So overall, what you get is a game that's easy to understand, smooth to play, and rewarding over time. It doesn't overwhelm you with complexity, it doesn't feel clunky or outdated, and it gives you a reason to keep coming back. Whether it's for better loot, faster runs, event rewards, or just the satisfaction of getting stronger, it all connects. And that's why more and more people are starting to play it. So if you've been seeing it around and wondering what the deal is, now you know. The real question is, are you going to jump in early and try to get ahead? Or are you going to wait and catch up later? Let me know what you think. And yeah, don't forget to like and subscribe. I'll see you in the next one.